Okay, hi guys. At this point, your group should be done working on problems 1 through 5 are mostly done. And I'd like groups to start sharing their points that they've come up with for their too big, not too big, and just right. So every group should have about 5 points for each of those. And we're going to put together a nice little class graph now. So Sub's going to put up the sheet on the overhead, and you guys are going to use the green for just right, the orange pen that I have up there for too big, and the red pen for not too big. Okay, so once that's all up there, I'd like you guys to discuss as a class what points up on the class grid satisfy the startup cost constraint. What points do they actually have enough money to build, to be allowed to build those, okay? So please, let's look at that all together as a class. Once your class is done with that, I'd like you guys to, as a class, write a mathematical rule that represents the points that you guys shaded in number 6. So this should be an inequality whose solution set is the collection of points that satisfy the startup cost constraint. And once your class is done with that, I'd like you guys just to jump right in to looking at the space constraint with your group. Okay, so this is going to be a group thing after your group after the class writes the inequality here. So then you guys are going to be doing the same thing that you just did, but this time looking at the space constraint. And I'd like you to remember that cat pens require 6 feet squared of space, while dog runs require 24 feet squared. And remember, there's only one animal in each pen, and that Carlos and Clarita have up to 360 feet squared available for the pens and runs so that they can still walk around the cages, okay? So you're going to be creating a graph as a group right now. Your group is welcome, if you'd like to jump right to the inequality for the space constraint and use that to help you set up the graph. But if your group's doesn't quite get how to write that inequality yet, then you can go with the strategy for the startup cost constraint of having 5 points that are too big, 5 points that are too small, and 5 points that are just right, and that should help you come up with that and then work on the inequality that way. Alright guys, get to work. Oh, and the sub will be giving you another sheet to help you record your information. So this is going to be the Teacher's Edition resource page number 27 here. So that's what you're going to be using, and this one is talking about the space constraint. So you're going to use one color again for too big, one for too small, and one for just right. And then writing the inequality, and you'll see there's a space for you to write that inequality on here as well. Okay. Good luck. Okay, now get to work. And remember, don't talk outside your group, and you should not be wandering around. Thank you. Oh, one more thing. If your group finishes early, then you should get to work on your homework, which is the 2.2 Ready, Set, Go. All right, now actually get to work. Bye. See you guys next class.